Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on.
What did she say she saw?
Someone giving him head. That's as far as I'll go, and then you could do the math.
It wasn't the freak off time. This was the just getting started time. I'm sure it was weird shit going on behind the scenes.
Y'all won't believe what we just uncovered about the real reason behind Diddy and Tupac's beef. And trust me, it's nothing like what we thought with that whole East Coast versus West Coast drama. We all assumed their hatred stemmed from the tension between Bad Boy and Death Row Records, right? Well, hold on to your seats because this tea is piping hot. Apparently, Tupac attended one of Diddy's notorious parties, you know, those freak-offs we keep hearing about, and what he witnessed there left him absolutely shook. I'm talking completely rattled. The tea is that Tupac wasn't just planning to drop a diss track, he was ready to expose everything about these freak-offs and all the alleged illegal activities going down at these parties, like everything. Every time we think we've heard it all about the Diddy-Tupac saga, something even more explosive comes to light. But this time, this is beyond anything we could have imagined. Keefe D, yes, that Keefe D, who's been long rumored to be involved in Tupac's situation, just came forward with some absolutely jaw-dropping revelations. His account is giving us a completely new perspective on everything that went down around Tupac's death, and honey, it's causing absolute chaos. These past few months, social media has been absolutely buzzing with conspiracy theories connecting Diddy to Tupac's passing. I've mentioned this before, but with each new detail that emerges, this situation just gets more and more bizarre. Keefe D's claims? They're suggesting that Diddy was allegedly behind the whole plot to eliminate Tupac because he saw him as a threat. According to Keefe, Diddy was absolutely terrified that Tupac might expose him or reveal some seriously damaging secrets. We can't forget about that intense rivalry between Diddy's Bad Boy Records and Tupac's Death Row Records with Suge Knight. They were constantly throwing shade in their music, and this public feud just kept escalating to new heights. But here's the real tea. Apparently, Tupac had uncovered some of Diddy's darkest secrets about being on the DL, and word on the street was that he was about to drop a diss track that would have absolutely destroyed Diddy's reputation in the music industry. At the time, everyone was whispering that Pac was about to expose everything. Secrets that could have completely demolished Diddy's career, and just look at the mess Diddy's in right now. The feds have been all over him for more than 4 months. He's been denied bail 3 times, and don't even get me started on all those civil lawsuits, including Cassie's $30 million bombshell that started this whole avalanche. It seems like Diddy knew exactly what could happen if he got exposed, which might explain why, well, you know, he would have lost everything. But wait, there's more drama. A few weeks before Tupac's passing, Diddy allegedly had one of his associates, Baby Lane, steal a Death Row Records chain from Trevon Lane, who was part of Tupac's crew. But honey, that plan backfired spectacularly. In the MGM Grand Lobby, Trevon spotted Baby Lane and immediately recognized him as the chain thief. What happened next? Pure chaos. Trevon and Tupac's entire crew jumped Baby Lane right there in the lobby, setting off an even bigger war between the two sides.
There was this fight. It's on video. Everyone is seeing it. And next thing you know,
Now, here's where things get even juicier. Remember Baby Lane, the one who stole that Death Row chain? Well, hold on to your wigs because he's actually Keefe D's nephew. Yes, the Keefe D who was recently arrested in connection with Tupac's passing. For the longest time, everyone thought that altercation between Tupac's crew and Baby Lane was what triggered the drive-by shooting. But honey, the truth is so much more scandalous. According to some sources, and this is absolutely wild, Diddy allegedly put $1 million bounty on Tupac's head. You read that right. A cool million for anyone who could take Tupac out. And this isn't just some random gossip because several people have come forward to confirm it happened, including Keefe D himself. One of Keefe D's associates spilled the tea that Diddy actually paid out the $1 million, but it never reached Keefe D because someone got greedy and pocketed all that money for themselves.
Well, the story that has circulated was that after Tupac got killed, Puffy allegedly gave the money to Zip.
Yes.
And Zip was supposed to give the money to Keefe and them.
Yes.
But he never gave the money to him.
But thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puffy will be in prison now, money for hire, a murder for hire. So thank God. It's just a true story. I'm not saying yes or no, but if he would have gave them the money, it'd have been a murder for hire and Puffy would be locked up.
And let me tell you something even more shocking. Keefe actually revealed that the FBI traced the money and confirmed Diddy paid it out. But poor Keefe never saw a dime of it. The plot just keeps thickening.
The FBI said they would just zip it.
So the FBI told you the
They said he
same
was a
thing?
dirty motherfucker, yeah.
So the FBI told you the Zip kept that money as
They
well?
said Zip's a dirty motherfucker. Everybody cross you.
But wait, there's more. Just a couple of months ago, Jaguar Wright dropped another bombshell when she claimed that Diddy was doing unspeakable things to people who had been with him at Uptown Records.
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
And she made an absolutely chilling observation about how suspicious it is that people around Diddy somehow mysteriously pass away under the most questionable circumstances, especially when they're in the middle of writing tell-all books or memoirs about their lives. Like, how creepy is that?
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
But the tea doesn't stop there. Even 50 Cent jumped into this mess to claim that Diddy absolutely did put a hit out on Tupac. He made this shocking statement at one of his shows, and the timing, it was just days after they announced Keith D's arrest.
Yeah, they sure said it. The FBI said that. The people down, yeah, U.S. attorneys, all of it, they said that. Zip's a piece. They said he's a piece of shit, but I didn't ever know that he got no money, but they said he got it.
Yeah.
And 50 wasn't done stirring the pot. He took to Instagram and posted the last known picture of Tupac with the most shady caption ever. So Tupac got lined up by brother Love Lowell Time to lawyer up things might get sticky. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Tupac's ex-girlfriend was actually the first one to spill this scalding hot tea, revealing that Diddy allegedly tried to drug and assault Tupac. Now, for those who might not know this part of Tupac's story, let me take you back to 1993. The police were working overtime trying to get Tupac behind bars over an alleged incident involving a young woman named Ayanna Jackson. While they were building their case, they searched Tupac's room at the Parker Meridian Hotel in New York City, and what they found had everyone shook. They discovered a videotape showing Tupac in an intimate situation with a young woman who appeared intoxicated. At first, everyone assumed the worst, that this was one of Tupac's alleged victims. The situation was looking really dark, seeming to confirm all their suspicions about Tupac mistreating women. But then the truth came out, and it changed everything. The woman in the video wasn't a victim at all. It was Desiree Smith, and she came forward to set the record straight. She made it crystal clear that there was nothing sinister or inappropriate about what happened, and the whole thing was completely consensual. She absolutely denied being a victim, which completely destroyed the narrative the authorities were trying to build.
You know, I think it is true. They were looking for any little thing to charge this man with, and they tried it with that and blew it out of proportion. You know, I remember being on the train with some of my friends And seeing this paper right before Thanksgiving and knowing, I knew from the moment that I saw it that it had to be me because, oh my God, that tape was months old and he just kept taking it with him everywhere he went. And I was like, luck would have it, you know, they would snatch that. So I don't know whatever happened to the tape.
After everything unfolded, Desiree became one of the women publicly linked to Tupac. And here's where it gets interesting. She actually attended one of Diddy's infamous parties with Pac. Years later, she spilled all the tea in an interview with The Art of Dialogue. And trust me, what she revealed had everyone's jaws on the floor.
You were at Puffy's birthday party in 1994 with Pac, right?
No, we met up there.
Oh, okay. You met him at the party.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Okay, take me through that entire night. Like, who was there? Who, you know, where did you see anything weird? Was it just a good time?
So, at this time, it wasn't the freak off time. This was the just getting started time. I'm sure it was weird shit going on behind the scenes. I met this girl one time that did a photo shoot for him. It's a nice young lady from Canada. And me and her ended up going on vacation together. And a few months later, and she told me something that she saw go down at his house in the Hamptons. And then a few months later, she told me that she went hanging out with like his bodyguard and his entourage and her, and she doesn't know what happened. So none of this is alarming. And then she went back to Canada. So.
And how long ago was this? Was this in the 90s?
This was in the 2000s. Maybe like around 2004, 2006, somewhere around there.
According to Desiree, she and Tupac actually had a pretty good time at the party, enjoying themselves in that lavish atmosphere. But honey, that's not even the juiciest part. She admitted she'd been to several of Diddy's parties during that time. And let me tell you, there was always some wild, questionable stuff happening behind closed doors. The most shocking part? Desiree revealed that one of her friends walked in on Diddy in quite the compromising position, receiving favors from another man. And honestly, given everything we've been hearing lately, this isn't even the most shocking thing about him anymore.
Yeah, the earliest allegations that I could find date back to like, what, 91, 92? Where he supposedly a girl and she doesn't remember what happened.
That's a similar story to what I heard from somebody that I know is not, I know she's not lying. Because she had no reason to lie. First, she told me she saw somebody doing something to him, and she walked in, and she thought, he never said nothing. He didn't even acknowledge her. So she's thinking she's under the radar. Next thing, she's hanging out in Miami, and she comes in back and says she don't know what happened, and she woke up, and so,
What did she say she saw?
Someone giving him head. That's as far as I'll go, and then you could do the math.
Now, while Desiree didn't specifically mention Tupac getting involved in any of the freaky activities at Diddy's parties, let's think about this for a minute. Given the circumstances, Pac attending these parties, Diddy's notorious reputation, and all these rumors about his alleged obsession with men, it's not hard to imagine that Diddy might have tried to pressure Tupac into some questionable behavior too. And here's something even wilder. Keefe D, the man connected to Tupac's passing, had his own tea to spill about this whole situation. In his interviews, Keefe D suggested that Diddy wasn't just some behind-the-scenes music industry figure. He was deeply involved in the more sordid aspects of the game.
Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on.
Keefe D straight up claimed that Diddy used to organize some seriously gay parties, and get this, Pac used to attend them regularly.
Yeah.
And what was Tupac doing at the party, yo?
Him and Puff was there together. They was there, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they fell out or nothing like that. They was road dogs.
And Keith D wasn't lying because there's actual proof that Diddy and Tupac used to be cool back in the day. We can see it in pictures. But here's where everything went left. They apparently fell out when Diddy got way too freaky and Tupac decided he wanted absolutely nothing to do with that life. Now let's be real. Tupac wasn't exactly an angel himself. He had his own issues with assault allegations. But according to these explosive reports, what really set Tupac off was that Diddy allegedly spiked his drink at a party and tried to assault him. This allegedly sent Tupac into a rage, which led to him trying to expose Diddy, which then supposedly triggered the chain of events that ended with Diddy allegedly putting that hit on him, ultimately leading to his tragic passing. Chile, these allegations are absolutely wild, but I want to know what you all think about this whole situation, so make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video. Check out this next